Hi guys, this is Kirby from SkullclampMTG. Today I'm opening two collector's boosters from the new set Unfinity. This is definitely going to be an interesting one because this set has cards that are not legal in anything other than Unfinity. They're going to be represented with a little acorn in the bottom where the rare foil would usually go. So we're going to have to keep an eye out for that. They may be fun to talk about. I haven't exactly decided yet. But we are definitely going to focus my opening on the ones that are legal. Because there are definitely some Legacy and Commander playable cards in here. We do get a booster. Let's see what's in here. There's some Chase Galaxy foils in here. And there's also Shocklands. So we are looking for some Chase cards today, along with some Planeswalkers. Let's see, what is this? Oh, regular foil Blood Crypt. Oh my god, that's a really pretty one. I've looked at all these artworks online, but this is going to be the first I'm actually seeing them in person. Look at the texturing on that. Okay. So Shocklands are like the big find. There's a few other things, but we are hunting for the Shocklands. So let's get cracking. We're also doing this today on Retro is letting me bring some of my own playmats. So we're opening on a signed Alpha Animate Dead playmat signed by all the artists at Puget Sound Battleground. So that's kind of cool. We're also going to be looking at these tokens as we go because this is some of the coolest token art I've seen in a long time. Problem is I don't think many of these tokens are very usable, but they're super cool to see in foil. All right, and then we're looking for some Galaxy foils. When we see them, I'll point them out to you. There's definitely a lot of like tribal synergies in this I don't fully understand, but I really want to play them. Like Clowns in Limited actually looks really good. Never thought that was something I'd say about Magic cards, but I'm super excited about it. Like making like white clown robot artifact tokens. Those are pretty useful actually. And then these are going to be a cool one. We have attractions in here. So there's ways to visit attractions with tickets, and they all do something on the roll on the side. Now, finding these in foil is pretty darn cool. And it does tell you how these work. You make like a deck of 10. And then we got our first rare. A lot of dice rolling in this set. So this thing gets +X where it's a stored results on it of the same value. So this thing can be a 9/9 for 5 attacking. Probably not good enough for Legacy, but definitely some Commander potential. And here is our first Galaxy foil. Now this is an Acorn one, if you can see that. These ones are not legal outside of Unfinity. They're not doing the silver border anymore. They're just doing them with this symbol. And we kind of have to decide off of that if it's legal or not. Of course, you're playing Commander. You can always rule 0 it, and your playgroup can decide that that's legal. But you guys would have to make that decision. But look at the foiling on that. The Galaxy foiling is one of the coolest things they've ever done for that. And here's our second one, another another acorn one, unicorn. I don't know what I'm talking about. Here is a legal one in silver border, Tuscan Whiskers. So this one gets you stickers. We're going to look at some sticker packs here in a second. And oh, I forgot to mention there's also reprints of previous unset cards in here. So they're kind of like the list, but silver bordered. Jermaine the Circus. This one actually would be usable, I think, if they didn't do that. But it requires you to look at the artwork to decide things, so we can't do that. And then, yep, here are these forests and islands. Galaxy Foil Island and regular foil forest. These are probably going to be some of the hotter lands we ever see. Unlands historically have been some of the most popular in all of Magic. And these ones are not disappointing. Like these Galaxy ones are going to be such a hit. The foiling is just amazing on them. And they're all done by Adam Paquette, I believe, which is definitely someone I want lots and lots of artwork from. I'm a big art snob for Magic stuff, so hopefully we find more cool ones like that. Here is our first clown robot token. What's this flip side? I don't know what the flip side is. Employee of the month. Okay, we're just going to put that over there face down. Let's see. God, they did a good job with the foiling and the artwork in this set. Big top. Weird land. All right, we got ourselves another attraction, another 5/6 one. Returns creatures to their owner's hand, not bad. Carnival Barker. Line Cutter. Roll to visit your attractions. That's actually not bad, especially in limited. The Galaxy foils are just very pretty, though. I really want to show these off to everyone. This one's interesting. Trample as long as you roll 3 or more dice this turn, and whenever you roll a die, put a +1/+1 counter on it. There's a lot of commander decks that revolve around flipping coins and rolling dice, and this one may have a home in something like that, just with its ability to get gigantic immediately. Here's our imprint or reprint one, Infinity Elemental. Definitely enjoying the theme of this. It's actually just really pretty of a set. Got a Plains. Oh, that is a crack. Look at the Sacred Foundry with that planet getting ripped apart. That is a sweet pull. Okay, on to the next one. If we keep opening Shocklands at this rate, we're going to do really good. You know, there was some false information out previously that, you know, Shocklands were like 1 per case, and I don't think that's true. I think we were seeing quite a bit more from everything I've seen so far. Oh, I like that treasure token. That's pretty cool. All right, let's flip through, see if we find anything cool. Fight. This is one of the sticker cards. There are sticker sheets where you can actually stick them on here. They don't leave residue. And they change the name of cards. They add different power and toughness and keywords. And they all look kind of cool. I know Legacy players were confused if they were legal in the format, and they actually are. So if I see someone playing with those and attractions in Legacy, I'm going to laugh my butt off. Whenever non-human cannonball dies, roll 6-sided die. If it's 4 or less, it deals that much damage to you. Man, I want it because it's all shiny, but I don't know if it's very good. Here's one that's actually probably Legacy and Commander playable. The Most Dangerous Gamer. The guy with the unicorn right there. So Death Touch for a 2/2 for 4. Not the most exciting, but whenever it enters battlefield or attacks, open an attraction. Whenever you open one, put a +1 counter on him, and you can claim a prize of any attraction, destroy target permanent. So you get to trigger those things very quickly with this and blow things up. It's the best value we have off the attractions. Easily the best. Its creature type is hilarious too. Human Gamer Guest. Brim's Barone. That's a cool artwork. That's another Galaxy foil on an alt frame. Interesting. Oh, this is the Mutate one from a previous set. That one is cool. Oh, we got 2 Most Dangerous Gamers in here. That's one of the more expensive non-Shockland ones in the set, too. And look at the gold frame on that. All right, we got a Swamp and a Galaxy Plains. I'm just going to keep showing those Galaxy ones off to you guys as we open them. I think they do like, it feels like they almost use these sets to test out, like, foiling, full art, things like that. And I honestly enjoy that. That makes these sets more enjoyable to me, to see them test out all these cool effects. Here is one of the cards I am actually looking for. Embiggen is until end of turn, target non-brush rag creature gets +1/+1 for each super type, card type, and subtype it has. So a Inkmoth Nexus, when activated, is an artifact creature, Blinkmoth Phyrexian. So there's another type there I'm not remembering. Artifact land creature. Sorry about that. And so this gives it +5/+5 at instant speed. This is definitely a playable card in Legacy Infect. So we are focusing on cards playable in formats I know about, and that is one of them. More clowns. I actually like some of the dice rolling effects. This is another one, if you couldn't tell from the playmat I have down here that's covered in signatures, I really like collecting autographs. And this one being autograph book and getting for each person who signed it means I'm probably hoarding a few of these going forward. Now, unfortunately, as an Acorn, I can't play it in Commander, but I'm going to try to rule 0 this and see if friends will just let me use this in a game. Oh, we got a rare attraction. That's pretty cool. Log fume. Oh, interesting. I haven't seen the rare ones yet. Unlawful entry is an interesting one at common. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains flying till end of turn. Whenever you put an art sticker on a creature, you can return this from your graveyard to your hand. I really like the recursion on that. You know, I wish there was almost more sticker support when they print cards like that. Meet and Greet Sisay. Cool. Midway Manager. This one I actually think is interesting. It has 6 mana, rolls 6-sided die, and then each effect gives them a different ability until end of turn. So you can kind of stack those up by just re-rolling. If you had infinite mana, you could give it all of them. Just kind of a cool effect. Oh, I really love that comic booky Cartoon Network artwork they did on the alt frame ones. So let's see. We got a Frame Mountain and a regular Swamp. Good old Galaxy foils on those. I don't actually know how many artworks there is for each of the basics. So I guess we'll find out as we open more of them. Cute little teddy bear. Stormcrow. Oh, look at that. One of my favorite cards is Stormcrow. All right, let's dig into this pack. Bar entry, another line cutter, compound, paradise, park entry, another attraction, cool one. Trust Chief Engineer. This one's kind of funny. He does hack counters, and they let you choose words on other cards to do damage based off of that. Kind of weird. Tap target untapped creature you control that has a hat. Tap target creature. Interesting way to design a card. There's a reason there's an acorn on it. Oh, this is actually a good one. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, open an attraction. Exile target instant or sorcery with converted mana cost X or less from your graveyard and choose an attraction you control that doesn't have a midway counter on it. Put a midway counter on it. Whenever you visit that attraction, copy the exiled card. This has potential if we find out there's enough attraction support to just let you recast broken combo cards over and over. Definitely a Commander All-Star. Unsure on Legacy, but I'm putting one aside for myself. I'm not going to try to pronounce this. I'll let you guys read it. But this one gives you a ton of tickets for the attractions immediately and a sticker. And at base power and toughness comes equal to the total power and toughness of all stickers on permanents you control. So you get to add them up to do that. I think that's pretty cool. Devil K. Neville. Ooh, another plains and a forest this time. I think the first 2 unsets, John Avon did all the artwork for those. So on these ones, they did Adam Paquette. I like that they're mixing it up a little bit. Not that John Avon's bad at all. I think everyone loves John Avon as an artist. But it's cool to see someone else come in and make some interesting ones. Balloon token. 6-sided die. Okay, I do like this one just for the variance. It almost feels like Hearthstone. Choose target creature, roll 6-sided die. Base toughness 1 till end turn. 2 -1/-1 counters. 3 damage to it and you gain 3 life. -4/-4. Destroy it, exile it. In limited, that's really cool. It scales up the better you get. And it's a removal spell at common. Can't go wrong with those. Let's see. There's some really chase planeswalkers out of here too that I would love to find. This looks like a little kid's artwork from Blue's Clues or something. Octo Opus. And uncommon attractions. Oh man, we're actually cracking really good cards out of this. Another Most Dangerous Gamer. Very cool Galaxy foils. Petra, Crafter of Clowns. Robots you control get +1/+1. Tell a joke you haven't. Tell a joke you haven't told this game to someone outside the game. Create a 1/1 white clown robot artifact token. If they laugh, the token gains haste. Okay, I kind of want to draft this now. That looked pretty fun. Interesting. Lizard Performer, Breathing Fire. Then we got a Galaxy Foil Swamp. This one looks Star Wars-esque. Jeez. and regular planes. All right, next pack. We got 3 Most Dangerous Gamers and the blue-red lady that lets you copy spells on attractions. So we are getting into some chase cards already. And we've opened, I believe we opened, okay, go talk about this card first. We opened 2 Shocklands. This is just green tap. You get a ticket counter to go visit an attraction. That is really good in this limited with a ton of attractions. I mean, it's a 1/1 for 1 with tap do that. If any of these attractions have any broken combo effects, this card literally could see play in Legacy. If it was blue, it'd see a ton more play. Just saying. But at green, it could still see play if that becomes a thing. If that becomes a thing we are doing, that'll see play. This land, I was so sad when I realized it had an acorn. So this is every land type. Urza's Power Plant, Locust, Lair, Gate, Forest, Mountain, Desert. This is fetchable. It's every land type. Enters battlefield tapped. You have to pay 1 to sack it. No one cares if you care about land types, but that acorn in the bottom was the only thing holding us back. It also has amazing artwork. Just amazing. This is like one of the few cards in this set where I was like sad that they didn't make it legal in the format, because I would absolutely just play like 4 of these in multiple decks. But it goes in a pile. Okay. See the blanks on these? Those are made for the sticker cards. Those are pretty cool. I don't think there are sticker cards in these ones, so I don't know if I'm going to have any to show you. This is another one that whenever you put a sticker on something, you can return it from the graveyard to your hand. Just really good value on the stickers being able to reoccur things. Oh, Ambassador, blah, 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 blah. More ticket goodness, more sticker goodness. He actually synergizes a lot of that stuff together to make it playable at the same time. Another artwork I really like. Another like choose a word type of one. Ooh, same planes, but 1 in Galaxy, 1 in regular. I really think these Galaxy foils are going to end up being chase cards completely as we go forward. Luckily they're printing so much of every product right now that you can really get a good steal. You should totally buy stuff as it comes up. Because in a few years, I just don't think it'll stay like that. I think those things will get more expensive. So I head down to my shop and buy everything I can as soon as cards come out. And we see from there. Cool Galaxy foil. Form of the Approach of the Second Sun. When this enchantment enters the battlefield, you gain 7 life. You become a card until you leave your library or the library is shuffled. Put yourself 7 from the top, balancing the cards on top of your head. When you draw yourself, you win the game. When 1 or more cards fall off your head, exile them and all cards on your head, then sacrifice this enchantment. This may actually be the funniest card in the set. You just put part of your deck on top of your head. You are a card now. I just want one of those for my collection. That's just funny. I could see myself cubing something dumb like that, potentially. Space Family Goblins again. Rules Lawyer. Here we go. For all us tournament grinders out there. Oh, Magger of Magic Strings. This is a playable card too, and we got the cool version of it. Note the name of target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard and put it onto the battlefield face down. It's a 3/3 creature with whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, create a copy of the card with the noted name. You can cast a copy without paying its mana cost. If this creature would leave the battlefield, exile it. This is pretty bonkers. This has to be like a top tier red-black commander card going forward, or at least in commander decks. No way to say that one's not playable. This is one of my favorite swamps in the set. Those things that look like blown up blueberries are kind of cool. And the foiling is sick. And then we got this like Rings of Saturn planes. Yeah, Magar of the Magic Strings is pretty cool. I definitely like that one as a card. I think there's just such good values of that if you either have a way to mill yourself or a lot of really relevant cheap spells. Or maybe expensive spells. Like find a way to put expensive stuff in there. Chicken Trope. I'm still looking for a Planeswalker. It's funny, the sides of these things constantly make me think I'm hitting a Planeswalker just the way they're set up, but I know that is not true. Black Hole's an interesting one. Destroy target creature and X other target creatures, where X is the number of attractions you visited this turn. Just more synergy payoff for visiting attractions. Celebra 8000. At the beginning of combat on your turn, roll 2 6-sided dice. For each result of 1, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. For each other result, it gains an indicated ability. 2 menace, 3 vigilance, 4 lifelink, 5 flying, 6 indestructible. Kind of cool. Wish it didn't cost 5 mana, but I think there's probably a way in Commander, if you're just a deck that wants to roll dice, to just pay off just for rolling them. DK, Finder of the Lost. When it enters the battlefield, open an attraction. When you roll a 2, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Roll 4, tap or untap target artifact or creature. 6, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Just more value off that. Germain, Pride. Oh, forgot my token this time. And then same mountain twice, but Galaxy and regular. Okay, those are pretty cool. All right, we got 3 more to go for this box. Let's get through it. Yeah, I haven't gotten to draft this yet, but I will be this week. And I'm honestly curious how this draft is going to play out. Every card in the set is legal in the draft, so we don't have to worry about that. But like, I'm more interested if players are going to aim for the fun stuff, or if they're going to aim for the good abilities, or are they going to aim for, like, you know, actually winning the game. Like, there's so many ways to actually take something like this that I don't know how it's going to play out. I think that'll be one of the fun parts of it, is we get to see, you know, if players want to be more goofy or if they want to try to win in this. I think winning in this without being goofy is going to be a little hard. Like, you're going to have to roll a ton of dice. Like, this feels more like a miniatures version of, like, miniatures game version of Magic. Like, this is the... like a different game almost, where a lot of the effects want you to roll dice and hit things. Like, I think it'll be more fun. It'll be fun rather than just, ooh, another one of Myra. It'll be fun and not just like cutthroat as far as the drafting goes on this. Another Magar. 3 Magars, oh my gosh, that's a crazy pack. We haven't actually opened either of these lands yet. That looks like a sun. And there's that island. But I think my goal in building this would be to pump things. I think there's a lot of good pump effects based off attractions and tokens. But I think if you're not playing attractions in this one, you're probably going to struggle, because that's kind of just the best thing to be doing, is visiting attractions. It's like the dungeons in Dungeons and Dragons, Forgotten Realms, that standard set that came out. Like, the best thing to be doing in that one was to be going for, like, exploring dungeons. Oh, this is one I actually liked from the previous ones, is Alexander Clamilton. Reading his abilities, I almost just want this one to be legal. 4 more lines of rule text, scry 2. I mean, it's just kind of a funny one, but I really like it. Trust Chief Engineer. Island and Plane. So there's a lot of different artworks for these, it seems like. Maybe we'll lay them all out at the end and take a look. All right. That was super fun. I had only read the ones I considered playable in Legacy and Modern, or Legacy and Commander. So I'm having a blast reading some of these cards I really hadn't looked at before this. I knew which cards were playable coming in, but I left it there just for more fun, to be honest. I wanted to be able to look at more things and actually laugh. Because it is kind of fun to look at these and be like, what in the world does this card do? I guess that's kind of the fun of this. It brings back the childhood, like, nostalgia of watching or looking at a set without any spoilers and not knowing how everything exactly functions, which is really some of the funnest part of it. Knowing every card coming out beforehand kind of means we're just not as engaged as the set comes out. Oh yeah, foil hollowed fountain. All right, we're 3 shocks. Let's open 2 more. Let's make like 5 shocks between 2 collector's boxes. That would make me happy. And make them both breeding pools. The next 2 need to be breeding pools. I need a stack of breeding pools. I would like to see some planeswalkers in this. I don't know how common they are. I don't really know the breakdown on that end, but I know we haven't seen any just yet, and I would like to. Animate Graveyard. Enchant your graveyard. Enchant a graveyard as a creature on the battlefield with base power and toughness equal to the number of cards in it. It has text boxes of all creature cards in it. It's still a graveyard. If enchanted graveyard would leave the battlefield, instead exile animate graveyard. That's another card I could totally do with being legal. Angelic Herald. This looks like a textured foil almost. Super cool. Jack Knight. Devil K. Neville. Evil Knievel card. And then more islands and forests. All right. So I think the best common in the set is Embiggen. That is that legacy playable infect card. And that's the common I would really like to pull more of in this. Although there are some other interesting ones. Like I said, this guy making tickets to be able to cash in for attractions is pretty darn good. I think we definitely need more of those. Let's become a deck again, guys. But there are definitely some cool effects in this set that will impact older formats. That's a really cool artwork. It's just such a unique, different art direction that I'm like really finding myself stopping to look at it more. Look at those. I can't wait to like pull up to my next local draft and someone has like a play set of these unlands and that's what they're using for their draft lands. They are going to have a very pretty deck. All right. A good day to pie. See, there's definitely some punniness in this. Another ambassador, clown extruder. Saw in Half is another one that's commander and legacy playable. Honestly, you're probably going to want to target your own creatures more than anything else with this. Destroy target creature. If that creature dies this way, its controller creates 2 tokens that are copies of that creature, except their base power is half that creature's power, and their toughness is half that creature's. Round up. Doesn't get around the legend rule, it looks like, but still a really cool one. Here's another one I think is actually playable, Clown Car. Whenever it enters the battlefield, roll X 6-sided die. For each odd result, create a 1/1 clown artifact creature token. For each even result, put a +1 counter on it. This looks really fun to play. Like Commander, Legacy, I don't care. Jam this in a deck and have a blast. Spider, Surgeon Commander. We've opened 4 Dangerous Gamers now. And then more basics. The stack of basics we're making here is just impressive in itself. Cool food token. I believe that is... It looks like a funnel cake covered in ice cream. It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe we just don't care. Maybe I'm just asking for no reason. Soul Swindler, Monoxa. I don't recognize this one. Oh, this is the one where you can just pay to roll a die on purpose. Okay, very cool. Well done. Phone a Friend. That is Urza's head right there. Tuscan Whiskers. Oh, this is a reprint of the actual first Planeswalker. So create 4 Beebles. Its loyalty is equal to the number of Beebles you control. Kinda cool. It was very unique design, and Unsets had not had a Planeswalker before. So that was kind of a cool addition. And then, of course, our 2 basics. Yeah, so we actually, I guess we have opened a Planeswalker. It's not the one I was looking for. There's the Good Boy, the Pupper, the Space Dog, and then there's Space Jace. And either of those would be pretty cool to pull out of here. Cheat a little bit. Here's that nearby planet I talked about earlier. So close. If they just made that legal, we would have a ton of fun with it. Kind of sad. We got Stormcrow tokens in this one. We didn't get actual Stormcrows, though. I would have loved just to add Stormcrow to this. Okay. Of all the cards that have been printed in Unsets that should be legal, we're going over the reprints here, but this card, Baron Von Count, enters the battlefield with a Doom counter on 5. Whenever you cast someone with that mana cost, or I guess if it has that number anywhere on it, basically from the second box, You move it down, and when it hits 1, you destroy target player and reset it. And look, there's even spots for the dice up here to keep track. Like, we really should just, like, automatically as a community just make this commander legal. Because if someone blows up a whole player by doing that, they deserve to win. That's totally fine. I think that's just a cool way to play. This is another new forest. That's the hard part with these basics, guys. I don't actually know which artwork I need and want. Also, thank you for staying through so far into this video. Don't forget to check out Retrofix Games in Missoula, Montana in person or on their retrofixgames.com website. They have a TCG player store and a product store on there. So give them a check. They have been really awesome to work with in the community for myself and other players here. So I would check them out. I am Kirby from SkullclampMTG. We make content on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So give us a like also. We also run tournament series in Montana. Okay, I'm going to have to post a poll on my socials of which of each of these lands we actually need to gather. Because they need to match. Like, as a Magic player, I just have to make them all match. And I don't know which ones I want. Pretty hard. Oh my gosh, this one can get 2 stickers? Man, how can you go wrong with that? And it's a vehicle. I am, like, so drawn to all the vehicles in Magic. And I don't really have a good vehicle deck. Haven't found one, haven't made one work, but I love them. Like, it's something I want to work. Look at that cute one. But we're going to make it happen one day. Maybe we go with these forests. It looks like grapes or watermelons, honestly. It's very round, but it's a cool card. Now, I do think the archetypes in this draft format are all over the place. I think you really have to focus on your removal and your value. There's not individual value as much, so you have to focus on stickers or attractions and making value off of those. You know, red, white, and black traditionally have really good removal, but in this set, it's all very circumstantial removal. Like, hard removal spells are hard to come by, so finding creatures that are just big and can trample over things or are flying is really probably the direction you want to go. If you're looking to win these drafts, I think white and black are honestly the strongest colors, with green and red being the next strongest combination. Black can actually splash with any color in this format, but you have to have a good solid base in another color to make it happen. So there's definitely something to say about that. There's a lot of number manipulation in here. There's some physical dexterity, there's stickers and the attractions. And white seems to have the best attraction math, but you would have to actually do some work on that to make it happen. I think red-green, like any of these guys, are just absolutely a beating. Like, red-green roll dice probably is one of the best things you could build in this. And that's something to consider when you're putting this together. I think red also has probably, red and green both combined, have the best commons. There's some good removal and things to do at black and white, but they're a little higher up on the chart. Like, I really think if you're looking for just straight the best one, obviously that depends on your pool, but red and green is definitely up there. We got Blank Goblin. Make him whatever you want. But yeah, definitely something to consider is you actually need to draft these in the set. So you need to pick up a certain number of these if this is the deck you plan to play. But I do think, I don't think that's been true very often, but I think green is probably one of the strongest colors in this set, along with red. Red can be the strongest. Green's not usually one of the strongest, but just having big dumb creatures that continue to get bigger is very valuable in this format. Also to note, the artifacts in this set, they did a lot of artifact support, so you have some good ones in that, along with the ones that whenever you put a sticker on something, you can pick them up from the graveyard. This one's cool. Like, it has Menace as long as you control a permanent with a sticker on it. So that is something to focus on for limited. Like, drafting this guy, like 2/1 for 3 haste. You have to put +1 counters on him. jump him over. Like some physical dexterity nonsense, but he gets to do stuff. This is another one I really liked. Trample whenever you roll your third die each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on him. There's just a lot of ways to roll dice and get value based off of this. And these are not in the normal ones draft. These are set boosters and collector boosters only. So you don't have to worry about those. Here's another one. Enters the battlefield, choose a 4/4 for 4, first of all. Whenever you cast a spell, the chosen number of lines of flavor text, put that many +1 counters on it. These are things you can maximize in a format like this. I like that we've gotten the same ones a few times in packs. Lets me match. Last pack, guys. Let's see if we open a Space Bellerin or a Good Boy Red-White Planeswalker. I think we opened actually 7, if I was counting correctly. 7 of the Most Dangerous Gamer, which is pretty cool because that is definitely one of the chase cards in the set. So we were doing something right with that. God, some of these attractions, just like to visit this, you just draw a card. Like having a stack of those to go through is pretty amazing, especially when you start rolling the dice. Killer Cosplay. Comes attached to a creature. Choose a creature name with identical mana cost. Creature becomes a copy of the chosen name until it leaves the battlefield. That's cool. Turn everything into a Tarmogoyf. Oh my god, we called it! This is the alt art Space Bellerin in foil. Oh, what a last pack. What a way to end this off. This, other than Shocklands, this is the biggest chase card in the set in our last pack. What a pull. I can't even be excited about my basics now. I'm so excited to pull that in the last one. All right, guys. 2 collector boxes down. Tons of cards. We talked about the draft format. We talked about how this is going to impact Legacy and Commander. Look forward to seeing these in your local pods and events. And otherwise, have a good night. Thank you for joining Retrofix Games for this video, and SkullclampMTG.